Tonight, Niue signs diplomatic relations with the US. Niue Police Annual Report 2022-2023 highlights major staff shortage. And Australia University students on free-month work placement to Niue. Good evening, I'm Soraya Mangala and this is your BCN News. Leading our news tonight, on Monday this week in Washington, D.C., the government of Niue and the United States of America officially established diplomatic relations, marking a significant milestone in Niue's international engagement during the second U.S. Pacific Islands Forum Summit. Premier Dalton Tangilanghi and the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken signed a joint communique stating that both countries are committed to cooperating with each on various areas of mutual respect, including climate change, ocean stewardship, renewable energy, education, culture, maritime safety, sustainable development, and resilient economies. On Monday, a press statement was issued by the White House quoting President Joe Biden, saying that he is proud to announce that the United States recognizes Niue as a sovereign and independent state and will establish diplomatic relations between our two nations. This is part of the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's statement at the signing.
This partnership begins a new chapter, as well as reinforcing existing friendships, and I think it has the prospect of only deepening the bonds that already exist between our countries.
In the Niue government press release, Premier Dalton Tangilanghi said the establishment of diplomatic relations with the United States of America is significant. We are hopeful that this official step in our partnership will provide great opportunities. This achievement is reflective of our nation's growth as a country, noting that next year we look forward to celebrating 50 years of self-government.
Today, we celebrate shared history, common values, and people-to-peoples ties between our two nations. We have been looking forward for this day since the announcement was made by the U.S. last year that it would recognize Niue as a sovereign state. We have a small community of U.S. citizens living in Niue, and I believe we also have a community of Niueans who have chosen to make your country their home. May our friendly relations extend to the respect and care of our peoples.
The USA is the 25th country to formalize diplomatic relations with Niue. The Niue Police Department Annual Report for the July 1st, 2022 to the June 30th, 2023 period highlighted a number of key statistics and issues, including the staffing shortage forcing the police department to operate with less than half of the staff during the period reported. Chief of Police Tim Wilson told BCN News that they are working with the government's employing authority, the Public Service Commission, to recruit new police constables, understanding as well that staff shortage is affecting other government agencies.
The report also highlighted an increase in revenue generated by the police department, with more than double the previous earnings for the government collected by the Niue Police Department. However, the police annual report was adamant that they not be considered a revenue-generating agency, with the cautionary note that the police should never be viewed as revenue collectors, but rather as those who are charged with enforcing the law. The police also reported that 31 infringement notices were issued for the period reported under the new Transport Act regulations, which came into effect in June 2021. Of those 31 infringement notices, 2 requested court review and 1 visitor left the island without paying his fine. One key issue highlighted as affecting road safety is that of unlicensed drivers. Niue Police reported that they have offered school holiday drivers training courses, but not many students attend. The police expect to boost their drivers program to include information on alcohol and its effects on driving and judgment. With regards to dog control, the police reported 3 cases of dog attacks on people. that were reported to the police, all of which occurred around the village green at Avasele. One case of a dog attacking another dog was reported at Tapiu in Alofi. All the dogs that attacked people were located and euthanized. The Niue Police Department reported approximately 100 more dogs were also euthanized during this period. The top 3 jobs that the police department spend most of their time performing are dealing with driver's licenses, aviation and airport security, and drawing raffles. Niue Police logged 474 jobs in the reported period, an increase from the previous year's 447 jobs. The highest number of jobs is dealing with driver's licenses, with 25, which accounts for 25%, followed by aviation and airport security with 21%, and drawing of raffles in third with 13%. Despite the department working with fewer than 50% of their staff, the report highlighted that the average staff member completed nearly 60 jobs, an increase from 34 in the previous year. The police report said these jobs do not include the duties they have to perform in relation to COVID-19 response. The other reported jobs include responding to incidents or events and information intelligence, which accounts for around 11% consecutively, followed by dealing with animals complaints at 7% and another 7% dealing with infringement notices. Of the 31 infringement notices issued in the reported period, more than half of the notices were for speeding in excess of 21 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. 7 of those issued with infringement notices were for speeding in excess of 31 kilometers per hour over the speed limit. The Niue Police report was tabled at the last sitting of the Whanrege Pule.
The China Railway First Group is completing its job sealing the road from Hakupu to Vaya and will then move to start sealing at Higutawake. The China Aid Niue Road Upgrade Project is expected to be completed by October 2024 and includes the sealing of 46 kilometers of main roads. While the sealing teams are working at Vaya this week, the rest of the team is working in Alofi, cementing specific parts of the road where heavy machinery is often used. They have completed the Fonuakula intersection and have moved to the wharf entrance. BCN News thanks Tan Long of China Railway First Group for the aerial pictures used in this story. Here's Estepavihi with more.
The project, which officially started in April this year, involves several key stages with 2 main roads, the Western and Southern lines. The Western line is the 11 kilometers of road from Higutawake to Alofi, and the Southern line is the 20 kilometers of road from Alofi to Hakupu. 5 interior roads will also be renewed and sealed, including the D line, or 1.5 kilometers of Alofi Central to Niue High School. The E line, 6.4 kilometers from Tapiu to the bottom of the Makotoa Hill. The project will build 2 new roads in Alofi, the R1 line stage of 2.8 kilometers of roads starting from the Niue Power Station at Tuila to the intersection at Toa, and the R2 line from Kaimisi Junction through the Lalokafika Road. The road project is scheduled to be completed in October 2024, which will also include the installation of 32 culverts or drains, 92 traffic signs, 134 street lights, and footpaths in Alofi, and 245 meters of guardrails. Motorists and road users are asked to drive carefully around the areas where the roadworks are currently underway.
The New Zealand General Election 2023 is now open for voting for registered voters living overseas. The rules about who can vote from overseas have changed for this election. People can now vote from overseas for the 2023 general election if they are enrolled and is a New Zealand citizen and have been in New Zealand in the last 6 years, or is a New Zealand permanent resident and have been in New Zealand in the last 4 years. The New Zealand High Commission office at Tapiu Hill will be open between 9 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. for voters who wish to vote in person. Voting will close next week. For more information on what you need to do to vote from overseas, go to the website at vote.nz/overseas. And in other news, there are 2 tertiary students currently studying on the island undergoing a 3-month work placement. Gabby Wade and James Catton are both studying environmental management at the University of Queensland in Brisbane, Australia, and have been on the island for over 2 months since they first arrived in July. Both students have developed a cultural and appreciative connection with the people in Niue since being on Niue. Here's more on this story. On Tuesday this week, BCN News was able to visit and speak with Gabby Wade at the Education Department in Paliasi. Gabby, who has been here since July, has developed a good relationship with her work, the people, and Niue.
With the Department of Education, mostly I've just been helping the amendments of the Education Act that they're producing to Parliament. So I've proofread that and had a look at going in from a different perspective and adding any suggestions of my own. Also just helping out and attending meetings and learning more about culture here, which is, I think, the most important part that I'm trying to understand while I'm here. So that's been a big part of my things. I've been going to the gym here, which has been fun. I'm trying to be a tourist here, but also get to know what it's like to live here for so long and to be a citizen of Niue. And it's been really good. Trying to connect to the community, which is a big important part. So I go to Hio Cafe a lot, so volunteer and help out there. So that's been a really good opportunity for me to just connect with the community and make friendships with new people, and it's been great. I've made a little family here, so.
Gabby has been working under the Department of Education since she arrived in Niue 2 months ago, while James has been with the Taonga Niue Department. Gabby has a newfound appreciation for Pacific Island nations and communities since arriving to Niue and experiencing the cultural island life away from home.
Having given this opportunity and coming here has just given me a newfound appreciation for the Pacific Islander people, and I think I'll take that back with me a lot, and especially in my work.
BCN News also spoke with James this morning, who is working with the Taonga Niue Department digitizing archives. He says he looks forward to sharing Niue with his friends back in Brisbane.
When I get back to Australia, I'll just let people know about this place, because I didn't know about it before coming here, and it's amazing. Yeah.
The 2 students have 1 more month before they return back to Australia. Until then, they are enjoying life with the people and the culture. Niue police arrested a man in previous weeks for family disturbance. According to a press release issued by the police earlier this week, the male subject is currently being held in remand at the Fonuakula prison and has appeared before the Niue High Court earlier today. He is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the High Court. The Niue Police annual report passed at the Fonoikepule last month shows that the rate of family harm or domestic violence has declined compared to the previous year. Last Saturday, the second state of Niue Tōmotu Rugby League game took off at the Paliasi school grounds, and once again North came out on top with 35 points to 24 for the South team. According to the Niue Rugby League president, it was another great game. More improvement was seen from our young boys. The technique has improved a lot, which is looking really tidy, and not many injuries because of it. Here's more on this story. Niue Rugby League president Zach Smith says Motu dominated in the first half with the wind behind him, and Tafisi made a comeback in the second half but fell short. All the training we've been doing with the high school kids as well as our senior players has really made an impact on the way the game is played, says Zach. The player of the match for Motu was Dalamia Faitala, and the Tafisi team was Joshua Bomale. Zach extends his appreciation to everyone that helped to make it possible. The third and final State of Niue Tōmotu Rugby League game will be on the 18th of October next month, but this date is tentative and will be confirmed closer to the date. In preparation for the Alofi North Annual Village Show Day this Saturday, the village of Alofi North hosted a week-long Marine Day program last week. According to the Alofi North Village Council, it was great to see the engagement and support from the community. In their Marine week-long fishing program, a total of 35 fishermen on fishing vessels were included, with 31 fishermen on canoes and 4 boats noted, in addition to those who did reef fishing as well. The fisherman of the day went to Lance Motama with a double marlin catch, weighing a total of 77.5 kgs. Alofi North Village Council extends their appreciation to all the fishermen and women who participated in the marine activities for the week. And before we end our news bulletin for tonight, this Saturday, the Alofi North Village Show Day will be taking place at the Paliasi School grounds. Head on out to support the village and enjoy the festivities of the day. And that is our news bulletin. Join us again next week, Tuesday, for our Wangaho Niue Bulletin. Until then, I'm Sarai Mangawa. Have a good night.